Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fine. Today we are going to complete History, chapter number 2, Socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution. Before starting third part or last video session of this chapter, let us revise previous topics. In the last two videos, we have learned about the age of social changes, industries and social change, socialism in Europe, support for socialism, economy and society, socialism in Russia, the 1905 revolution, Bloody Sunday, and we have learned some points about the First World War and the Russian Empire as well. We also learned about the February Revolution in Petrograd. In this topic, we have learned about events and effects also. Now, let us see first the Petrograd Soviet meeting image, which is remain. In this image, we all can see how the revolutionaries meeting of parliamentary leaders were held. Now, the next topic is October Revolution. 16 October 1917, Lenin persuaded the Petrograd Soviet and Bolshevik Party to agree to a socialist seizure of power. A military revolutionary committee was appointed by the Soviet to organize seizure. Uprising began on 24th October. Prime Minister Kerensky left the city to summon troops. Here we can see the image of Lenin and Minister Kerensky. Military men loyal to the government seized the buildings of two Bolshevik newspapers. Pro-government troops were sent to take over telephone and telegraph offices and protect the Winter Palace. In response, Military Revolutionary Committee ordered to seize government offices and arrest the ministers. The Aurora ship shelled the Winter Palace. Other ships took over strategic points. By night, the city had been taken over and ministers had surrendered. All Russian Congress of Soviets in Petrograd approved the Bolshevik action. Here we can see the image of Aurora ship. Now here you can see Winter Palace called as St. Petersburg. Here you can see St. Petersburg church image. Heavy fighting in Moscow. By December, the Bolsheviks controlled the Moscow-Petrograd area. The people involved were Lenin, the Bolshevik troops, pro-government. What are the effects? Most industry and banks were nationalized in November 1917. The land was declared social property and peasants were allowed to seize the land of the nobility. Use of old aristocratic titles was banned. New uniforms were designed for the army and officials. Russia became a one-party state. Trade unions were kept under party control. A process of centralized planning was introduced. This led to economic growth and development. Here you can see the image of French military people's hat, which is called as a bidonneau veka. Industrial productions increase day by day. An extended schooling system developed. Collectivization of farms started. Now, our next topic is the Civil War. When the Bolsheviks ordered land redistribution, the Russian army began to break up. Non-Bolshevik socialists, liberals, and supporters of autocracy condemned the Bolshevik uprising. Non-Bolshevik socialists, liberals, and supporters of autocracy condemned the Bolshevik uprising. They formed their troops and were called Greens, which would fight against Bolshevik Red. The pro-Tsar Whites controlled most of the Russian Empire. They were supported by French, American, British, and Japanese troops. All these fought a war with the Bolsheviks. Now we will read about making a socialist society. The Bolsheviks kept industries and banks nationalized during the Civil War. A process of centralized planning was introduced. Rapid constructions and industrialization started. An extended schooling system developed. Stalin and collective farming. Stalin believed that rich peasants and traders stocked supplies to create the shortage of grains. Hence, collectivization was the need of the hour. This system would also help to modernize farms. Those farmers who resisted collectivization were punished, deported, or exiled. Here you can able to see the picture of great person Stalin, who will focus on collective farming. Now let us see about global influence all over the world. By the 1950s, it was recognized in the country, and outside that everything was not in keeping with the ideals of the Russian Revolution. Though its industries and agriculture had developed and the poor were being fed, the essential freedom to its citizens was being denied. However, it was recognized that social ideals still enjoy respect among the Russian. But in each country, the ideas of socialism were rethought in a variety of different ways. Now, this is about today's lecture. Now, this is all about today's lecture. I hope you getting all the points and all the topics. If you have any doubt, any query, you will ask me in a live session. Till then, bye bye. Take care.